change. I used to practice that at the end of that song. Make that change. I used to say that Michael Jackson, the whole Michael Jackson legacy. There's certain people that I will always feel an interconnection with, and even when I watch a lot of the what I call legacy footage, it inspires me like it did when it first happened. Bruce Lee is one of those people. Muhammad Ali is another one of those people.
Yeah.
And Michael Jackson is one of those people. So the music that I hear from him, anytime and every time, it's fresh to me. Every time I hear Michael's music, as old as it is, it still feels fresh. And it still gives me that kind of inspiration. So our next guest, we had him on the show before, and I did a whole spiel. I almost cried probably because of what I told him off air. Yeah, I almost cried because I said that this young man, really portrayed Michael Jackson and MJ the musical in a way that finally brought me some closure as a fan and somebody who's worked in the industry for so many years and been right adjacent to Michael Jackson. But I've seen a lot of iterations of plays and different performances, and not taken away from any of those people, but none of it brought me closure like this young man was able to do in MJ the musical. And I wasn't the only one that thought he was great. Heather B, he got a Tony Award for Best Actor in a Musical.
Come on. The tippity top. Youngest to do it.
First time out.
Crazy.
First Broadway play.
Crazy.
This is ridiculous. And he came on our show, and if y'all recall, he came on our show and he actually started singing "I Want to Rock with You." Remember that? Remember that? Hey, man, I got to ask you to sing something before you go. Is that possible, man?
Please.
Man in the Mirror, something.
Let me see. Girl, close your eyes. Let the rhythm get into you. Don't try to fight it. There ain't nothing that you can do. Relax your mind. Lay back and groove in mind. You gotta feel that heat. And we gonna ride the boogie. Share that beat of love.
There you go. Wow. We got Miles Frost is back.
What's
up?
You know what I remember most about that day? Like his excitement, sharing a story about his journey. I remember Kim Fields being here.
Yes.
Right.
And so excited and jumping up and down. And then she started sharing stories about Michael Jackson because of her relationship with Janet. And it was just like this whole full circle moment. And I remember leaving work that day just feeling so happy for y'all. That was just a really, really dope day, man.
Wow. Kim has been we've been in contact a lot since then.
Wow.
Yeah,
really?
and that's been a relationship that we've grown. Like she's really close with my mom now with Maggie.
What?
And, it's just it's
from that day, from meeting her.
Yeah.
That was the very first time y'all had met.
Yeah, I think this. Yeah, I think
that was the first time they met. She
that was
didn't
the
even
first
know.
time.
Kim didn't know who Miles was. She knew about him, but didn't know that was him.
That was him. Yeah, when you were.
And then she came to the show. And then it just kind of blossomed after that.
What'd she say about your performance, having known Michael? She used to hang out with Janet Jackson and everything. So what did she say?
She cried, and she just so really taken aback by it, just because she knew them personally, and just the essence, and I'm so blessed that that's what everybody talks about when they come see me. It's like they're like, I can feel the essence of Michael, and that's the part that I want you to feel. I want you to feel that fire in your spirit that makes you want to get up and dance in the aisle. And that's also what I love about our show is that we don't just have Broadway goers. We have everybody. We got college kids, high school kids. We got people that's in their 80s, coming like, oh, I remember when Michael was on the Ed. I remember seeing him on the Ed Sullivan Show, and I'm like,
wow,
damn.
That's what I'm saying. And they're like, oh, you took me back in time, and I'm just so appreciative of that. But then on the other spectrum, you got little 5 and 6 year olds, full regalia, full beaded jacket, smooth criminal, Billie Jean hat, glove, and all of that. And I know Michael wasn't alive in their lifetime. And they're so inspired. And we're having dance offs, at the end of the show. I'm tired, but I'm like, this little kid want to have a dance off with me, But that's what comes with the territory of what we do as performers.
How many shows have you done now for MJ the Musical? Would you say?
Oh, wow.
As a show, we just passed 400 not too long ago, probably like almost a week ago. As for me, I probably done like 350, 360.
Yeah. The reason why I ask is because when I think of other thespians, when you're on the big screen or, even if you're doing a film for Netflix, you just have to shoot it once, and then so many people watch it after that first take or whatever. But I really have to give you a lot of kudos for bringing that essence every night, you know? And I wonder if your preparation does change. Is there ever a time where you feel yourself getting really comfortable, but maybe you're like, nah, we got to make sure we're not too comfortable where maybe something like falls off? Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure. Like when somebody comes to you and they say, yeah, this is my 27th time seeing the show.
That happened?
Yeah. Yeah.
2-7?
Yeah, 2-7.
Heather ain't seen it once.
All right, Sway, I'm going this week, bro. Radio op.
I'm like, by the time you see a show 3-4 times, you kind of like, all right, I know what's gonna happen. You kind of know the show at that point for the most part. You've come back enough times to try to catch everything that you thought you missed the first couple times, right? So when somebody says, yeah, I've seen it 27 times, I'm like, I gotta make sure that I'm adding something to this show every time that it's new, that's fresh, so people can, so they get excited and want to keep coming back because like, oh, he didn't do that last time. I came 5 times, 6 times, 12 times, and he done something different every time, but it's still in the pocket of Michael. It's nothing that drifts away from the spirit and the essence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I get so excited when I have people who've come that many times and then they're like, I saw when you did the XYZ thing today, and and they're pointing out to me what I did, and I'm like, ooh, I did that. Oh, I didn't know.
Right.
Because it's so ingrained in my spirit, and I try to share that with my cast. Just like let's do what you feel.
Oh, the changes are improvisational.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
I get in trouble sometimes, but that's a part of it. That's a part of. I'm like, and they give me a lot of grace with that because I'm like, look, I want to keep this show as energetic, as upbeat, as fresh, as as new as I can, because that's the energy that we have. That's the energy that we're bringing, and you have to respect that. I respect that. When I walk through those doors at the top of the number, I don't take for granted that everybody just believes me.
Yeah.
I work for that every show.
Yeah.
But, I don't take any show for granted. When I walk through those doors, I'm like, okay, I have to do everything that I can for all of the new people that I see in this show right now that don't know who I am or haven't seen me perform. Excuse me, this is for you. You know what I'm saying? I want to show you the work that I put in. Just because I have a Tony, that don't mean nothing.
That don't mean nothing to you. He said, just because I got a Tony, that doesn't mean nothing.
When those, and it's not to, like I always say, it's never to downsize. It's never to downsize the accolade itself.
Of course.
Because I love being a young black man who made history. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, that is separate from the art itself.
Yeah.
Once those doors open, once that curtain goes up, it's showtime, and all of the accolades go away. It's about that performance in that moment.
Yes.
We got Myles Frost here. We're celebrating a year anniversary of MJ the Musical on Broadway.
Tomorrow will be a year.
It'll be a year.
Wow.
It's sold out every night.
I know. I see so many celebrities like pulling up like to come see you perform.
Oh my God, we have so many people.
I know. Have you ever, for you, you talk about every night giving something different. Have you ever just been backstage and somebody might have said, hey, so-and-so's here or so-and-so's going to be in the audience, and you just was like, no way?
When I'm in performance mode, I don't care who's in the audience, respectfully, because I don't pick and choose which show I'm going to make for whoever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If there was a show of 12 people, they're gonna get the same show as a packed show with all celebrities on opening night. They're gonna get that same performance out of me, unless I'm like physically ill or can't. You know what I'm saying? Unless something's hindering me from doing it, they're gonna get that same show. And I give you a perfect example. Like Alicia Keys, I had the biggest crush on Alicia Keys growing up, and her birthday just passed. And
damn, you know that?
Right,
You still stalking her?
She married son.
Only because I just so happened to come across the picture, when she came to the show, and I was like, oh yeah.
But that's Alicia Keys though. What's up to Swiss Beats though?
Oh, for sure.
AKA Swiss beats your ass.
but no, they really came out and showed love, and she came with Boris and Nicole, Ari Parker, and Boris came during the same show as well. But the thing about it, Easy, actually, my manager Easy texted me during intermission, was like, yo, Alicia Keys is there. And I was like, word?
during intermission.
Right.
The best time. That doesn't like throw you off a little bit, like in terms of it being more
because
daunting.
I get excited. Like, I mean, I've never really had stage fright. It's like the anxiety that most people feel, for me, feels like excitement. And sometimes what I do, sometimes I get too excited.
Okay.
And I may, overdo it. So sometimes it's more so me having to pull myself back and collect myself, as opposed to being like, oh my God, I don't know if I can go out there and do this.
I see.
But it just makes me want to go harder.
Because I would trip. Like him playing Michael Jackson, he walks out on stage ready, curtain lifts, and Janet Jackson's like this.
What's up?
Like, it would have to mess with your mind a little bit.
I mean, it can't, because what I'm doing is bigger than myself.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
And I'm not gonna let myself get in the way of Janet having the experience that she needs to have from this performance. I'm not gonna let Myles get in the way of that, because it's not about me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I understand
Right.
that.
So
Very well said.
I wanna give everybody that same experience. So
Very well said.
What family members have come?
it was so funny because I also found out they were there during intermission. I don't know what it is about intermission. I just found out everybody's there. It was Jackie, Marlon, and Tito.
Oh my
God! They came together
At the same time.
At the same time, yeah. And when I say that they showed me so much love.
Like, what did they say to you, bro?
Marlon told us after the show, he was like, "Man, I forgot what number that was. I think you did after Billie Jean." Jackie leaned over to me and said, "That boy good."
Wow.
And I was like, "Word," like, because like this is it right here.
This
This is the approval.
That's
that
the
you
approval, yup.
are waiting for. This is the family's approval, the sibling approval.
Yeah.
And that was a blessing. And they just shared some stories about Mike and
what? Man, stop, man! You just be sweeping over.
Wow, so casual.
No, just like Jackie told a story. He was like, because there's a scene that kind of resembles this moment that Jackie talks about. I won't give it up, but he was like, yeah, I was walking in L.A. one day and I walked past this guy and I was like, that looked like Michael. He said, but he said whatever and just kept walking. Ends up passing Michael. He ends up passing this guy again. He says, "You know what, Michael?" And then Michael goes, "Jackie." Hey, Jackie. And because Michael was in a disguise.
Right,
So he didn't recognize him at first, but Michael's disguises were, kind of funny sometimes. So Jackie was like, "I think that's Michael."
That's funny.
Oh my!
And like I said, there's a moment that kind of mimics that in the show, and just to hear the real live version of that story, it's so crazy, and even him feeling comfortable enough, or them feeling comfortable enough to share these stories with me and trusting me with that information, really makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I'm doing a good job. It makes me feel like I'm at least going in the right direction when it comes to telling Michael's story, about his life and his passion. And I'm just blessed about that.
Michael Jackson, when I say his name, a round of applause. Miles Frost, when I say his name, a round of applause.
Thank you.
Michael was a sex symbol, bro.
Oh yeah.
Huge sex symbol.
For sure.
For decades, this dude has had some of just the most exotic and just interesting women that followed him around. Miles, how many?
Poor Miles.
Why you do this to me, Sway? Don't do this.
You a gentleman, you don't kiss and tell. No, but how many of Michael's, I don't want to use fans, if you will, that
Admirers.
I don't want to use the word groupie. You know what I mean? Like admirers. How many of them have approached you?
I have a lot of Michael admirers who are very, very invested in my career, and I'm very grateful and I'm very appreciative because, they are interested in Myles. And I know how seriously they take Michael's legacy, and they're like, they rival Beyonce fans, because they're like, look, we ride or die for Michael. This is, if you mess up, if you make a wrong move, we're on you like white on rice. So, to have them support me and actually be invested in my career after, MJ and them make that clear to me, there's no love like it.
What do you mean by there's no love like it?
This is no ordinary love. No ordinary love. But no, it's a it takes some getting used to.
Yeah.
The gifts, the presents, oh my God, Miles, I made this for you. And it's 6 pages of a love letter or a prayer or
a sonnet.
A sonnet, and it's really beautiful. And sometimes I'm like, thank you, okay,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna put this up. I'm gonna
Save it.
Yeah. And I got a whole box of stuff. I don't like to throw a lot of stuff away because it means a lot. And sometime later down the line, I'm gonna look back at those things and be like, these people cared about me and really loved me.
Any stuffed animals, anything like that, like real animals?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Get out.
I haven't had any real animals. The weirdest comment I received. This guy. So it was after a show. It was like a 2-show day, right? It was after the evening show, probably on a Saturday, and there's this guy he looks Samoan, like he looked like big, like woo, right? He's like, man, can I take a picture with you? Like I'm just so excited to meet you. I'm like, yeah, of course. So I go up to him. He has his arm around me, and he goes,
Oh,
man, you are the best smelling man I've ever smelled after 2 performances, man.
Oh. Okay.
I didn't know how to take that comment.
right. Because how many
I was like, back up, sir, please. Let's not.
Pheromones.
It's time to go. It's time to go. It's like it's one of those things where it's kind of like
the dude sniffed you.
It's like, thank you, but
right. And he basically snitched on himself. He said he'd been smelling.
No, but the sniff was so loud though.
Yeah.
Like
he wanted to
sniffed,
remember.
and I was like,
he snorted you, Miles.
He was
Miles
cocaine.
Frost. He took it for another meaning.
and it's like I'm small, so it's kind of like he was like, yeah. I'm like, don't do that.
You
Don't
felt
do that.
vulnerable.
I don't like that. but I'm super, like I said, I'm super appreciative of the love and this. I don't take it for granted.
Man,
I don't take it for granted.
Yeah, man. Miles Frost is here. He plays Michael
I
Jackson
don't even know
in
what
MJ
you
the
could have
Musical.
said after that. But I'm trying to find a way out for you. It's not.
You gotta say thank you.
Son Curry, this dude got to go.
Yo.
But,
Well, let's do this. Let's go take some phone lines, right? And it's got a lot of people calling up. This is a celebration. 1 year on Broadway. The man has already won a Tony.
For sure.
And it's amazing, man. To watch how he got to become Michael Jackson and what he's done since, and understanding that his role is bigger than himself.
Yeah.
That kind of
Purpose.
humility and purpose
walking
is
in your
rare.
purpose.
Stay in there, man. He's just, go ahead.
I'm, continuing to make history, actually, because now I'm the youngest Tony and Grammy nominee. Tony Award-winning and Grammy
Oh,
nominee.
so because I heard you said you were going to the Grammys this weekend, so you've been nominated for a Grammy?
I've been nominated for a
Come
Grammy.
on
So
up,
Justin, what's the category?
Best musical. Best cast recording. I'm sorry, of a musical. So I think that's
Wow,
right.
congratulations.
So if I get that, I would have the T and the G.
I'll be
For the
surprised if you
EGOT.
don't. Oh,
So
For sure.
to me, out of all of them, I think the T is really hard to get.
Yeah.
It's really hard to get a Tony. To Tracy's point, going out there each and every night, because everything else, like Tracy said, you record it, and it's out there.
Right.
But to keep having to perform and different people every night coming out to watch you, you don't know if they vote or not. The T is hard.
The T is hard.
It's the consistency,
Yes.
And that's the part of just the business in general that people, kind of fall to, let fall to the wayside, is being consistent. People get popping and then they let their work ethic slack off. That work, that chip on their shoulder that they had when they started,
Right.
They start to get the success and then it starts to fall off. But with the, when you're in live theater and you're in Broadway, it's kind of like, it's all, the light is always on. You know what I'm saying? The eyes are always on you. Like, you can't, there's no day where you can just take a break, because if you take a break, there's 1,800 to 2,000 people that are gonna see that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Right.
and that might be the batch you don't need to see it.
Yeah,
and
the
it's
last thing
expensive.
Yeah.
it's expensive. And my thing is, I understand that and I respect that. And I don't want people to get a half-ass show, excuse my language, but it's just a half show because of I'm feeling some type of way or this, that, and the third. It's like if I can't give it my all, I'd rather not be there.
Word.
You know, I want to give people all of what I have to offer so they can have the entire experience. Because I don't want people going like, oh yeah, I saw Myles and he was great, and somebody else was like, yeah, I mean, well, I don't know, I saw him and he was like, you know, he just
wasn't that
and
all that,
you know.
But Sway was in the crowd. That helped it, man.
Sway was like, woo.
Yeah, Myles, let's do this. I want to open up these phone lines. Myles Frost is here, and he got a song called "Dangerous."
Oh yeah.
Okay, now he's not just an actor. He has his own singing career too that he's been doing and pursuing. And we're gonna play this song. It's called "Dangerous," and then come back with your calls 888-742-3345. Oh my God.
We having fun, man. Yo, you know what I just thought of, Myles?
What's up?
What's your relationship like with your understudy?
Oh, it's great.
Yeah?
It's great, man. They have my respect, bar none. Like there's been so many times where, you know, I'll be super. I'm not superhuman. You know what I'm saying? I'm human. So there's been times where I've had to call out mid show, you know, because my voice would just go out.
Oh wow!
Because I'm working so much. You know what I'm saying? Which is why if I can't do it, I would take the day to, you know, rejuvenate, do whatever I need to do to get myself back on track. You know, and he jumps right in just like that.
What's his name?
His name is Jeremy Payton.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, I have two understudies. Jeremy Payton and Jamal. I think Jamal Feels Green, and they have my back. Like when I say a moment's notice, and to be ready like that, like I couldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Being an understudy is hard. Being a swing is hard because like they be like, all right, 10 minutes before the show, hey, so and so called out, so go ahead and get your stuff together because you got to go on.
And I'm sure it probably feels like the crowd might be disappointed a little bit too, because I know a lot of people are coming specifically to see Myles Frost.
Yeah, you know, and people have said things about it, you know, but my thing is, like I said, I'm human, and Michael, this show is so high energy. Like this,
it is.
There's nothing like this show when it comes to the physicality of doing this. Because I always say, like, Michael was not doing 8 shows a week. You know what I'm saying?
Put that in perspective.
Michael was doing his own stuff 8 shows a week. You know, he had breaks in between. You know, maybe 4 or 5 shows max. You know what I'm saying? But that's with days in between travel time, you know, et cetera. You know what I'm saying? But I know, you know, knowing Mike, I know he worked in between those times on his own. But as far as a show, you know, doing the show itself, you know, never 2 in one day.
Has Michael ever come to you in a dream?
Michael follows me, man. And I don't mean to say that like on those supernatural. Like literally, I went to Jamaica like last year for my birthday. Took that week, you know, from the show. In the airport, I heard Jackson 5. I'm like, all right, Michael's trying to see me off into my vacation. I get to Jamaica. I go to the bar. My room's not ready yet. The first thing I hear is the Jamaican version, the reggae version of Human Nature. And I'm like, you're funny, Michael. You're funny. You're really funny. But let me relax. Like, let me just get away from this. That Wednesday, 10 o'clock in the morning, we're out eating. I'm eating breakfast. On the loudspeaker, I hear, everybody, please come and join us because this evening we will be having a Michael Jackson impersonation concert on the beach at 8 o'clock. I said, you have got to be. It was on my Instagram. I had to post it on my Instagram. I said, this is ridiculous. And to think about it, I'm like, out of all the weeks, out of all the months, out of all the days that I could have been here.
Right.
And this is not something that they do every week. This is something they just so happen to have this week. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I said, Michael, it was funny at first. But this is ridiculous. Like, I know, I hear all the stories about Michael pulling pranks on people. I'm like, but this is ridiculous.
Yo.
This is ridiculous.
That's amazing. Did you enter the contest?
Of course not. I was like, you know what? No, I gotta say that guy's outfits. His outfits was. I don't know where he got his outfits made from, but they were solid. They were solid. You know, but I look, you know, looking at dance moves. I'm like, all right, you could put your foot to the left a little bit more. You could have done. You gotta focus on the silhouette. Just came back from Cancun, right? I'm in the there's like a little lounge area. It's probably like 2 o'clock in the morning, right? Because that's when everything closed. It was all inclusive, you know, and everything was closed. But they had this little bar that was open till like 3, I think. And I was in there chilling. The DJ, he's mixing the song, mixing the music, and I hear a snare. He's mixing it. Like I don't hear any. There's no music notes yet, but I hear the beat. But it's just a snare. And I said, that snare feels eerie to me. I said, you gotta be kidding me. So Billie Jean starts playing. And I'm like, Michael, literally the next day,
God.
this lady is going through a whole. She's singing by the pool, right? Full on concert. She's singing Spanish music. She's singing all type of stuff. Out of nowhere, she goes, "Who loves Michael Jackson?" Woo! I said, "Are you serious?" Starts playing Bad.
Wow.
Your bud is mine. I'm like, you have got, and it didn't even fit with her set. And I'm like, this is so random. When I tell you, Michael literally follows me everywhere. I can't. It's been rare where I've gone, just walking the street, and I don't hear a Michael song playing from somebody's restaurant or somebody's bodega or something like. I just, and I just, feels good.
What's
It
that?
feels good though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's that?
We're not even playing music. Where's that coming from? Where's that coming from?
Anyone else hear that?
I can't see that when it's in the show. You gotta come see
Gotta
it.
see that. That's amazing, man.
But yeah, man, it's I feel the spirit. I feel it. I think it would be weird if you asked me and I was like, nah, I haven't really heard Michael's songs nowhere, and I haven't had no experiences, because then I feel like Michael's had his hand in everything that I've done that's related to him. Whether it's the people that I'm working with, whether it's the people that come to the show, because when people come to the show, I respect that they're coming to the show with an open mind.
Yeah.
Not everybody likes Michael that's coming to the show. Not everybody likes me that's coming to the show. Not everybody really wants to come see the show that's coming to the show. It's so many different perspectives of people, that are coming to the show. But what I can say is that from what I've experienced is that everybody leaves with a sense of understanding at the very least.
Come on.
Of who Michael
Absolutely.
is.
And this
his passion.
Yeah, and this show tells his story in a great way. Throughout, you're learning about Mike. Like, I walked out, the reason why I said I got closure, because I wanted to understand a lot of things that went on behind the scenes that you can't trust. Media had a field day with Mike,
Right.
Right. And so I felt like this play answered a lot of questions and make you go, oh, I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I can understand that if that's it gives you food for thought, right? You got a lot of callers. I want to get to them.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. Okay,
That's nice.
Savannah's on the line. Well, actually, let me start off with Duran from Ohio.
Just bust Savannah bubble.
Duran.
Duran.
Duran, no, right.
What's
up,
I'm coming,
up?
Savannah. Duran, go ahead.
Sounds bad.
Sexism. Just kidding.
Can you hear me?
Duran,
Yes.
what up?
Go ahead, bro.
Duran.
We can hear you. Go ahead.
Maybe we're pronouncing his
wasn't
name
ready.
wrong.
Should have took some. Duran, you're
Yes,
from.
hello?
Yeah,
Yes,
hi-
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What do you want to say?
Yes,
what's
this
up?
is Jerron. This is Jerron from Columbus, Ohio.
Oh.
Jerron.
First and foremost, to the entire Sway in the Morning cast and crew, you guys are phenomenal.
Oh,
Aw,
thank
thank
you,
you.
I've
brother.
been listening to you since at least for 10 years. I didn't even realize you guys had just started the show when I first started listening.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
guys put on a flawless performance. Sway, Heather B, Tracy G, DB, Torch, all of you guys. I
Thank
love
you.
you. You guys make my day. I spent a lot of time behind the wheel, and my day's just not the same when I missed your show.
Wow, thank you, Jerron, man. That's why I took you before Savannah.
You know what?
You felt it? He had the Michael
That
Jackson
was
energy.
Right
Mi-
now.
Michael told me to take your call.
I'm
take
so
his call,
nervous
Sway.
right
Take
now,
his
so
call.
forgive me if I overstep words. But to Master Miles Frost,
Wow.
Yes, sir.
I heard you the first time you came to Sway in the Morning and talked about the show. And these guys do such a great job of promoting talented people that I started looking into you. Next thing you know, I was searching for tickets. I took my kids to the December 21st show for Christmas.
Wow, that's nice.
Drove from Columbus all the way to New York and spent a few days there. Just a little backstory. I've, recently separated, and it's been very tumultuous, especially with my 17-year-old daughter, and hearing Sway talk about his daughter is just very inspiring, and gives me motivation to trying to keep reaching out to her. And so I had her in mind when I took her to the show.
Wow.
And all I can say is, even before the show started, I was intrigued without giving out too much information. I was just so impressed with the structure and how the story was told. And Mr. Frost, you did not just embody Michael Jackson, you bodied Michael Jackson.
Body like body. Okay. Body, yaddy, 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 yaddy.
I just want to tell you,
Yes, sir.
after that show, my daughter, who, we've kind of had some distance, she told me that was the best thing she had ever seen.
Wow. That's dope,
And
man. That's dope.
she took the words out of my mouth. Sir, you are incredible. I could not believe not a note missed. I could not. You did Michael Jackson better than Michael Jackson.
Okay.
I would love it.
Okay.
Yeah, I ain't
Hey,
Chill
Jerron.
out, man.
Hey,
Don't
look,
have
look.
that spirit come
Well,
on
at least,
you.
Jerron said it and not
My
Miles.
opinion,
Wait.
my opinion, like you said,
But thank
Michael
you.
was great once. I'm buying tickets, and you guys are doing at least one show a night endlessly. And to do that night in and out consistently, I don't know how you guys do that. It was incredible. And I just had to call after listening to the show for so many years and hearing people on the phone and first-time callers, and always feeling like I want to call. Today,
Wow.
just something compelled me, and hearing you on the show again, it's like I feel like this was meant to be, and I just have to give you your flowers.
That's
Thank
love.
you so much. Man, that's
Seven rows back from the show, dead center.
Wow, 7 rows. You was in the thick of it.
I
That show was
had
a party.
Eye contact.
That show was a
Eye
party.
contact with several people. Mr. Myles, I saw you look directly at me on more than one occasion. Your co-stars, the younger version of you, he winked at me after one of the performances. I almost lost it.
You almost threw your bra on stage.
Jerron got to dry off that.
Yo.
I almost cried like a little girl.
You gonna take
man.
everybody
So
kid on.
immersed in what you guys were doing. And I
Man,
just want to say
I
thank you.
appreciate that.
And let them,
Wow.
Jerron, let them respond, man.
Man, I really appreciate that, man, and that's what I love for people to feel, and I'm glad that it's had a positive effect on you and your daughter's relationship. Like that's what this show is about, and that's what Michael's spirit was about, bringing people together.
Yeah.
And I love seeing strong relationships, especially with fathers and their children. That's something that's super, super important to me. So to be a part of that in some aspect, I'm super humbled, and I just appreciate you, man. I appreciate both of y'all coming out, and I hope y'all. It sounds like y'all enjoyed that stuff a lot, so I'm so glad y'all enjoyed that stuff, man.
Hey, so you and your daughter are cool? Y'all relationship got even stronger?
I mean, it's stronger. It's it's a couple steps forward, a step back, but things are moving in the right direction.
How old is
There
she?
it is.
How old is she?
She's 17.
Oh well.
Her name is Isabel.
Yeah, just be patient,
And be present.
be present,
For sure.
and let go, let God. Give her some liberty. Give her some liberty.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're gonna be there when she get through with this phase of life. You're still gonna be there. You understand? So you might not see eye to eye, but that don't mean something is wrong.
Consistency.
Yeah, consistency. Okay, you got it, Jerron. Tell her she got a new uncle in New York named Sway. Okay, and next time y'all
I'll
come
most
up,
definitely do that.
bring them up to the show. Heather and Tracy would love to meet y'all.
Yeah, genuinely.
Okay,
For sure.
You guys are all treasures.
you are too, Jerron. Thank you, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
You a citizen, brother.
A Sway in the morning.
Wow, that was a beautiful man.
Wow.
Jesus,
I can't
Miles.
believe you went to. Wow, good for you. That was good
And
instincts.
you knew to look him in the eye. That was very impressive, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I want, like I said, like I want everybody to feel like they're having a personal experience.
Yeah.
That's why I don't make it selective. Like I don't pick and choose who I'm searching for, so and so in the audience, so I can make sure I look. No, everybody gets the same show.
You know what I don't like? So usually when we go to Broadway, we sit in great seats, right? So I just went and saw Common at between Riverside and Crazy, right? I just saw Common. I did not want him to look at me. You know what I mean? Like I figured if he saw my face, it might throw him off.
Get you dozing.
Right.
Huh?
Yo, Sway be sleeping mad.
Tell the truth.
Yo, Miles, I ain't even gonna hold you.
Tell
Sway
the
be
truth.
sleeping. He didn't sleep through Michael Jackson. He told us that. He's
Yeah.
like, yo,
Oh my
I stayed
gosh.
up. But normally, it's some people out here I feel bad for. They be sitting right where you sitting. I'm like, how you doing this interview right now? You slept through the second act. Yeah, Heather, you got a question, Tracy? No.
Like, Sway, so what was your favorite part in the second act? So it was like, well, you know, I love when everybody came on stage.
Right,
and,
everybody bowed.
That bow thing in unison.
You remember when you said words? That was beautiful words that you said.
Yo, man.
I felt all the words.
Especially the closing statement was killer. No, but the MJ the musical, you will not even sit down. Like you got to stand up because people are standing up.
Yep.
Certain acts come, certain songs, certain perform. People stand up. We partied.
You partied, right?
I'm trying to think who I was with. We partied. I think Monica, my cousin, my sister came with me.
Yeah.
Mona Scott was by us.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, we were partying.
It was a time.
Hamilton and Fela, you stayed up.
I stayed up. Hamilton, Fela, I stayed up.
That's your holy trinity.
What's that on the tin roof? Fiddler on the tin roof or something like that? Whatever it was. Yo,
you slept through Othello.
I got that power nap I got. Oh my God. What's the other one
I'm not going to say it.
Don't say it.
Wow.
We had the guest on the show.
The guest was so nice. And I was just like,
we won't say the other one.
But like you said, that's why I try to keep it interesting for the people who already know what's coming.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's, you know, I don't want anybody to be bored watching me.
It would never happen, bro. Like
Never.
it would never happen. You got that kind of excitement, and it's MJ, bro. The music, the score. I'm not surprised. But the Grammy nomination, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, dope.
No.
Savannah. You there?
She mad at us.
Hey.
What's up? Hi, Savannah.
What's up?
So I saw the show. It was so good. I wasn't like alive to really experience Michael Jackson, but like I just felt like, I don't know, it was just a really good experience. So my question to you is, what did you do in preparation to be Michael Jackson? Like, did you watch this? Is it on replay or?
Oh yeah, I watched I went into every rabbit hole, every crevice of everything I could find. You know, I was blessed to receive stories from people who were close to Michael, like Pop and Pete, who taught Michael how to pop, and you know, just listening to those stories. And you know, I've been given so much grace and been trusted with so much information. You know, and to be able to use that and turn it into such positive energy that I can portray on stage and really show on stage has been a blessing. But yeah, a lot of work. Rich and Tone Telewega, who danced with Michael from the History Tour up until Michael passed, they with me in the shade. Mm-hmm. You know, I remember after our first rehearsal, we did like a 3-week boot camp with them before we actually got into rehearsal in LA. And after the first day they just wanted to talk, get to kind of know who I am. Second day, we did a rehearsal. They was like, yeah, you need to run a mile every morning before you come to rehearsal. See you tomorrow.
Wait, run a mile before you even get to rehearsal?
Yep, every day.
And they told me a story about Mike. When Michael, there was I forget which performance it was. It was an overseas performance during the tour, and Michael didn't like something in the rehearsal, so they rehearsed it and they rehearsed it over and over. And this is right before the show. Right before the show, Michael calls rehearsal. They go over the numbers, so they're dripping in sweat. Everybody's tired, dripping in sweat. All right, time to do the show. They pop up out the ground. Everybody already sweating. Michael pops up on the stage. Boom, sweating already.
Wow.
Because they just got finished doing rehearsal.
Wow.
And that's the kind of spirit that that they've instilled in me, and I'm forever grateful, and I'm gonna carry it. So I've done a. There's been a lot of preparation.
But see, I like that because Pop and Pete. Of the Electric Boogaloos from back in the day, Soul Train, and when Michael used to get a lot of his inspiration from these artists from Soul Train and Venice Beach and all of these different beat boys and beat girls. So the fact that you know who Pop and Pete is, salute to you. Yeah. And then Rich and Tone, I may have told you this, used to dance for me in Northern California,
man,
and which is crazy. Them, a guy named Kenobi, DJ, now known as DJ Patrick Wilson, but he was a dancer for us, a guy named Oscar. Yep. And then Rich and Tone went on to do Michael, I think Brittany, Usher, all these different people. Everybody. They're from the Bay. They was from a crew called Housing Authority.
Yep.
I'm sweating.
Yep.
Wow.
Man,
they used to come to our clubs. We used to let them little young boys in because they knew how to dance.
Yeah. Wow. And they when I say they walk and carry the essence of Michael, like we would put on a song, You know, we put like, oh, everybody, I get down on the floor, right? And they would have me doing the foot shuffle. And they'd just be like, just go. And then they could see me slowing down and getting tired. They say, you feel that? You got to know how that feels so that you can keep going and work and know what it feels like to work through that.
Oh, they sound like track coaches.
You see what I'm saying? You know, but it's important because then you start to get sloppy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? And what Michael was not ever was sloppy.
There you go.
You can, you know, they will always say you could look up any tour, look up any video of Mike dancing. You could pause it at any moment, and it's a clear silhouette of whatever he's doing. If he's spinning, the spin is so. He ain't leaning off to the side. He ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like his foot is always pointed. Like the way the precision and the intention behind. That's what they instilled in me. The precision and Michael's intention, and realizing that every song is a whole different character.
Right.
Yeah.
Different side of him.
What else they tell you about Michael? Like, how did he eat? Or you know what I mean? Like, what's
Well,
up
you know,
there?
well, he liked to dip his bread into the potato soup. I mean, the tomato soup, and you know, no, I'm joking. You know, but for example, the way we start the show, you know, our opening number is online, and the way we open the show is really how he did it in rehearsal. Because, like, you know, our show takes place 2 days before the Dangerous tour, and you know, we're gearing up, and you know, he's being interviewed by MTV crew, you know, and. It's very, very poor timing for this MTV crew, but you know we need to promote for this tour, you know, because Michael wasn't really doing press like that.
What year was that?
1992.
Oh no, I wasn't there yet.
Swiftness.
All right, go ahead.
Heather playing Sway.
Heather just got to MTV in '92.
I did.
That's crazy.
I wasn't here yet either.
Yeah, we weren't born yet, Miles.
1999, that's just me. So
That's just me.
you know, this is when this takes place, and you know, he's being interviewed by this MTV crew, and as the interview goes, we get taken on tangents that lead us back into his childhood and different moments of his childhood, and how something in his childhood is affecting his whatever decision that he's trying to make or whatever he's, you know, contemplating or going through in this present moment. And that's, you know, it's not in chronological order, which is what I love about this show. But more importantly, you know, the majority of it takes place in this rehearsal space, you know, us getting ready for, you know, the tour. And you know, Michael walks in, you know, it's very, very meek, you know, has his hat on, you know, has his, you know, always, you know, Michael's always just decked out, suited and booted, you know, wherever he's at. He ain't in no regular stuff, right? So he comes in, you know, kind of eyeing people, saying hello. Everybody, you know, this is the way Rich and Tone tell it, you know, when Michael walks in, everybody looks at each other, oh, damn, that's Michael. Like, that's really Michael. Like, he really standing there. But what he said was, so everybody would be stretching, rehearsing, looking in the mirror, going over what they're doing and everything. And there'd be a security guard there saying, all right, 5 minutes to Michael, or, you know, 20 minutes to Michael, 15 minutes to Michael, 10 minutes, 5 minutes. Michael be here in 60 seconds. You know, so everybody's like, you know, and as, you know, everybody's feeling confident at first, but then as the time starts trickling down, everybody getting nervous, right? So they don't announce when Michael walks in. Michael just walks in. But Michael stands in the corner in the dark.
Oh.
Just looking at everybody.
That was real life. Yeah.
And then then all it takes is for some one person to be like, oh, that's Michael. And then everybody, you know, let me get myself together. And, you know, he goes over, says hi to his man, you know, whoever's the instructor, or, you know, whoever's the dance captain, or, you know, whoever. And then Michael does these little itty bitty stretches his hips out, stretches his legs. I'm ready. Then they go into the number super, super hard. No workout, no, you know, nothing. Like Michael full out just gets into it, because when he's there, he's already warm, he's already ready, he's ready to go, and now it's time for everybody else to shine. And then they would be in the middle of a move, and then Michael would just turn and look at everybody, and then turn back around and get back into it, and not miss a step, and making sure everybody's on beat and doing what they're supposed to. Like, it's intense.
Gosh.
But that's how he was. So in the beginning of the show, we really try to show that about Michael, you know, and that's what I love, because he takes it so serious, and that's what I feel like personally that we're missing in this day and time. The seriousness, that old school kind of like preparation, that old school
work
training. You know, it's like everybody's like, well, oh my God, Beyonce this, Beyonce that. And I'm like, the reason why Beyonce is because she took that Michael approach.
Yes.
As far as work ethic goes.
Yeah, work ethic.
She's in the lab all the time. Not just in the studio lab, Because when people say, oh, the lab, we just think of the studio. It's like, no, she's doing her research. You know what I'm saying? She's looking for new dances. She's looking for old cultural dances. I just actually came up on this story about her looking up some on Instagram and saw this African dance. And she was like, you know, I want to put this in my next song. So she's already putting the pieces together. Everything is research. When you make everything research, you find new things. You find little crevices, cracks and crevices that you can implement in whatever you're doing next. And then people are going to be like, oh my God, but this is something that happened X amount of years ago.
You're sampling.
And exactly. You know what I'm saying? But people just
nothing new under the sun.
Nothing, you know what I'm saying? And it's about your interpretation of it and how you fix it up to be something new and fresh.
Let me ask you this, man. I think the world was waiting for Chris Brown's tribute to Michael Jackson.
Yes.
Yeah.
The world was waiting to see that.
Yeah.
I feel like he has that same work ethic.
No, for sure. No,
you know.
he does, and which brings us back to, like, you know, when somebody said that he was better than Mike, he was like, nah, because Mike Tyson said something about Muhammad Ali. Mike said, you know, I'll never be like Muhammad because Muhammad Ali would die for this. He died for that, for boxing. Like that was his like life or death. I will die for this. He said, I wouldn't die for it. Michael would die for this. This music stuff, this entertainment stuff, Michael will die for this. You know? And it's just that's something that you just born with, that you just are just touched with. You know, and I'm not saying I'm not touched with something, you know, but I recognize when it ain't that. You know what I'm saying? And not to say that maybe one day I could be as big as Michael. You know what I'm saying? That's always my goal, because my thing is like I'm only Miles Frost one time.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'd be damned if I'm not gonna make that I'm not gonna put my best foot forward to be that. And if I'm gonna always put it out there to say my hope is to be bigger than Michael Jackson, because if that's the bar, just imagine if I'm somewhere among the stars. Yeah. You know, if that's the moon and I miss, I think I'll be in good shape.
You'll be all right. You already in good shape. You already got a Tony and you got Grammy 9. Give it up.
Thank you.
You about to win this Grammy. Let's
make
it so
That's it.
Wait, come on, man.
Wait, hold up.
Or else we ride it.
Savannah, this
Oh, my bad, Savannah.
Savannah, this the best call you ever had, huh?
Yes.
Yo, imagine if somebody walked by her right now. Hey, what you doing? Oh, I'm on her. I'm talking to Sway. Miles Frost. You know he's Michael Jackson. Miles Frost, real talking to him.
My bad. Savannah, what do you do?
Well, I'm in school right now, and I'm in high school.
Okay, what grade are you in?
I'm in 12th grade.
And what school you go to?
I go to Bowie.
Oh,
Okay.
come on. Hey.
You went to Bowie?
Oh, yeah, I went to Bowie State University.
Oh, wow.
She's in Bowie. That's
That's
home.
the connection.
That's home.
But ain't she in class right now? What time is
She
it?
is senior. She may have a free space.
Yeah, I got early.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we're proud of you. Hey, focus on your
sure.
studies the way Michael Jackson focused on his craft,
Oh,
okay?
yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All
No
right, you're a
problem.
citizen.
Good
You're a
talking to you.
Sway in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Savannah, boy. Savannah was just quiet, too.
She was just listening.
Yeah, she
I just actually enrolled back in school.
Did you?
Yeah, probably a few months ago.
What school?
Bowie State. Because
Really?
I had to drop out to do the show because there was no program at the time in place to kind of, excuse me, I don't know why I'm burping so much. To work around, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and it's hard because I can't go to class every day
Yeah.
because of my schedule. I'm so busy.
Right.
You know, and they just helped me create this program that works specifically for me, and I'm forever grateful. So we're
that's
working
dope.
on that so I can make sure that I get my degree. And
Yeah, it's important to you, right?
Oh.
I know your family love that, too.
yeah, and my degree is actually in audio engineering.
Wow. So you're going to be mixing your own records.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
For sure. Look, that's a part of that old school work ethic. It's like if I get behind the booth and all I know how to do is sing, I'm not doing it right.
Yeah.
You know, and it makes me uncomfortable. Like, it literally makes me uncomfortable. Like, I got to be able to talk to my sound engineer, my producer, and be like, this is what I need, XYZ. And if something happened where that can't happen, I can do it myself.
Yeah.
You know, I want to know everything that's going on.
That's what's up. Make that snare a little wetter.
Yeah,
You
or
know
if
what
you
I'm
get the
saying?
inspiration in the middle of the day or night and can't call somebody, you do your own.
Do your own
you
thing.
do your own thing.
Miles
Right.
Frost, this was an amazing
Yes.
conversation.
Yeah.
You don't
Thank
even
y'all
feel like
for
an
all,
hour
you know.
went by, huh? We
that's
just
all right.
Chop it up.
Yo.
Dare I say better than the first one?
Yeah,
No, for
yeah,
sure.
for sure. Well, you know, he got some, something under his belt now. You know, you know that a lot of groupies be aiming for.
Wow.
Hello. All right, Kenny Dorham, hit up Miles. Tony in
Honestly, stop
Chicago wanted to congratulate you. K. True in Florida said you were amazing as an MJ. Jay in New York wanted to know your favorite part of the process. I'm going to give out Miles' social, and you guys can hit him directly. Mention Sway in the morning. He'll respond to it, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay, how can they reach you?
Y'all can reach me on Instagram, primarily on Instagram at miles.frost. That's MYLES.FROST. And I'll tell you something. My biggest pet peeve is spelling my name with an I. Because my mama named me MYLES. Her name is Charmayne with a Y. So whenever you look me up, make sure you do MYLES. That's how you're going to find me.
Okay.
Yeah.
There it is. Hey, love you, brother. Proud of you.
Yes.
Thank
Yo,
you. Thank you.
Heather needs tickets. What's your
They
Hello,
said they got
Tracy.
me and Tracy. They said they got me.
Maggie, Marie, we got to get
Marie,
it. We
They
got to
got
get
us. That girl,
Okay.
they looked out. First thing.
Y'all got
so-
'em?
Oh, yeah.
Thank y'all.
Okay,
Thank
cool.
you, Miles.
Thank
Thank you, ladies.
All right,
Thank you,
Miles
Miles.
Frost, y'all. If you get a chance, if you're in the tri-state area, it's worth it. Make the trip. You know,
Go
bring your
see
family,
it.
bring your
Oh, yeah.
kids. It
Oh,
will
yeah,
score
please.
you points. Bring your kids.
Yes.
It will score you points.
For sure. They're going to have a great time.
They're gonna have an awesome time. Miles, congratulations.